"11 spine-chilling moments of predators getting killed." Number 11. Fishing spider versus frog. Spiders are creepy, and it's even scarier when you see a spider eating a frog. It's not usual, but fishing spiders are an exception with an appetite for fish, tadpoles, and even frogs. They rest on the water surface with their hind legs attached to a rock or leaf. As soon as this fishing spider senses the vibration of a frog, it pounces on the frog at lightning speed. The frog is subdued under the spider's body, and the worst possible death is awaiting the creature. The fishing spider releases a digestive enzyme that starts liquefying the frog. Now, the spider has enough time to eat the whole juicy frog in a secluded place without any disturbance. Number 10. Death adder versus skink. Death adders are venomous snakes that hunt using a sit-and-wait ambush technique. They'll likely blend with the surroundings and only strike when their prey is in optimal range. Skinks, on the other hand, are species of lizards that feed on fruits, insects, and other small invertebrates. However, these predators don't stand a chance when attacked by a death adder. This death adder sits silently and motionless, scanning the area with its eyes. When it spots a skink nearby, the hunt begins. Rather than rushing towards its prey, the death adder just lies there with only the end of its tail moving around. Due to its darker shade, the tail end movement makes it look like a worm. The skink falls for the optical illusion and lands straight in the snake's mouth. Game over. Number 9. Crab versus leech. Crab and leeches share a rocky relationship with each other. Both of them can hunt and feed on the other. But you'd think that the crabs, being armed with armor and powerful pincers, have an advantage in these face-offs. But not every time, and for good reason. In this clip, a hungry leech has set its sight on a freshwater crab. This isn't just any other leech, but an exceptionally dangerous tiger leech. The crab seems to be aware of the danger lurking nearby and decides that offense is the best defense. It tries to get in the first strike, but is unable to get a good grip on the mucus-covered leech. While the crab is distracted, the leech sneaks in behind the crab and finds a chink in its armor. And with that, the battle is all but over. The leech injects massive amounts of anticoagulants and literally dissolves the crab's flesh. Number 8. Honey badger versus snake. Even though snakes are known to be one of the deadliest creatures in the world, when it comes to being truly fearless and brutal, nothing matches up to a honey badger. These creatures are capable of standing their ground against even the fiercest of predators. Let's take a look at what happens when a honey badger faces off with a deadly snake in the wild. Here's a mole snake that is about to go head-on against a honey badger. The reptile lunges forward and tries to bite the badger as soon as it is in range. Even though mole snakes aren't venomous, these constrictors are capable of inflicting extremely painful bite wounds. The snake manages to land a couple of hits straight to the head, but the honey badger doesn't even seem fazed. It fights back immediately, but the reptile is giving it a hard time since it keeps on landing strikes one after another. But the fearless badger doesn't budge. Instead, it bites the reptile's head in an attempt to neutralize it. The badger keeps on attacking even as the snake tries to flee. It grabs the reptile with its claws and crushes the snake's head with its jaws. The badger wins this fight without breaking a sweat. This hungry honey badger has just noticed the snake hiding inside a tree stump. The badger attempts to force the constrictor out of its hideout and is immediately attacked by the reptile. Eventually, it forces the snake out and the fight rages on in the open. The badger tries to bite the snake, but the snake retaliates and lands a strike on the badger's head. Next, the reptile attacks its eyes and compels the badger to back off for a bit. Even though the attack catches it off guard, the badger doesn't give up. It changes its strategy and attacks the snake from behind, but the snake's defense seems to be impenetrable. The badger suffers a few more hard hits before finally managing to bite the snake's head and kill it instantly. Although the snake put up a really good fight, it just wasn't enough to defeat a honey badger. This honey badger doesn't think twice while taking on a python. Just look at the size of that snake. Who do you think won this face-off? Number 7. Jaguar versus Caiman. Caimans might not be as big as crocodiles, but they are equally dangerous predators. Their massive jaws are more than capable of decapitating any animal, no matter how strong or big. Jaguars, on the other hand, are infamously known for having the strongest bite force of all big cats. Moreover, these wild cats have no comparison when it's about effective hunting strategies. Here's a jaguar that's foraging around when it notices a caiman in the water. The jaguar sneaks up to the water and jumps in after locking onto its target. The wildcat manages to land a perfect hit. It seems to know a caiman's weak spot, its nape. The jaguar crushes the reptile's nape and delivers a fatal blow to neutralize its prey. But the caiman hasn't given up just yet. It fights back with a few death rolls to get itself free from the jaguar's hold. Finally, the jaguar manages to come out on top as it drags its prey to the shore. Even though the caiman put up a really good fight, it's safe to say that the jaguar won fair and square. Number 6. Spider vs. Frog. If you think you've seen it all, I bet you haven't. This clip is not common to find in the wild because releasing a captured prey isn't a predatory trait. This frog is caught in this huge spider's web. It's stuck and struggling to get free. The spider doesn't approach it because the frog is much larger than its usual prey, like insects. So, the spider waits for the amphibian to get tired first, and then it goes to take a bite. But the frog is covered with deadly toxin all over its body. As soon as the spider gets in touch, it realizes the whole thing and leaves the frog. Then, the spider does the unthinkable. It releases the frog from the web and lets it go free. The frog was as good as dead, but still it gets mercy. That doesn't happen every day. Number 5. Tiger vs. Wild Boar. I don't think tigers need an introduction when it comes to deadly predators. It's no secret that these wild cats are at the top of the food chain, and rightly so. A wild boar might not seem like much in front of a tiger, but trust me, these creatures can be really fearless and can get extremely aggressive while dealing with a threat. Let's take a look at what happens when a tiger and a wild boar face off in an epic battle. Here's a tiger that has just caught a wild boar. Even though the tiger is biting it hard, the boar is still alive and it's trying to get itself free from the tiger's hold. The tiger has complete control over its prey, and its grip is just too strong for the boar to overcome. After retaliating for a while, the boar somehow breaks free and tries to escape, but the tiger is quick to regain control over its prey. As the big cat drags the boar back into the bushes, we can be sure that the boar isn't making it out alive. Number 4. Lion vs. Hyena. Hyenas are not just adept hunters, they are incredibly intelligent creatures as well. These creatures are capable of working really well as a team, whether it's to hunt prey or to defend themselves. Even so, a hyena can't possibly match up to a lion when it's about raw strength. But things can take an unexpected turn when an entire hyena clan decides to go after a lion. Let's see what happens when these two creatures confront each other in the wild. This lion was out looking for food when it suddenly found itself in the middle of a hyena clan. The clan immediately springs into action and starts to surround the lion on all sides, leaving it no way to escape. It is pretty clear that the only way out of this mess is to fight back. The lion tries to scare the hyenas away as they close in for an attack. But that doesn't seem to be working because the lion is massively outnumbered. They swarm the lion and take turns attacking it. As the lion tries to escape, it attacks and kills one of the hyenas, but the clan is quick to intervene. The big cat's attempt to flee doesn't work out as it finds itself surrounded by hyenas again. It tries to slowly walk away, but the hyenas charge in and land a few hits. Finally, the hyenas back off, with one of their own lying dead. Here's a lion pride that is charging after a hyena that it had just spotted. A high-speed chase ensues as the hyena tries to outrun the lions. The wildcats manage to land a hit, causing the hyena to lose balance and slow down. Even though the hyena tries to escape, one of the lions charges in and delivers a swift bite to its neck. Unfortunately, it's game over for this hyena. Number 3. Mantis shrimp vs. crabs. Mantis shrimp are known for their notoriously powerful clubs and sharp claws. Don't be deceived by their small body size because these creatures are capable of clubbing their prey with the force of a bullet. Crabs, on the contrary, don't have bullet-like speed and power, but their massive pincers are strong enough to fight off any threats they might face. Ever wondered what would happen if a mantis shrimp and a crab got involved in an intense fight? Let's find out. Here's a peacock mantis shrimp that's being attacked by a crab. The crab uses its pincers to assault the shrimp, but it dodges the attack. The shrimp immediately goes after the crab and lands a few hits. The crab seems to be putting up a really good fight as it forces the shrimp to back up for a bit. Except, this fight isn't over yet. The shrimp forces the crab out of its hideout and lands a few more blows. It tries to corner the crab multiple times, but the crab somehow manages to escape. Eventually, the shrimp catches up and brutally attacks the crab as it's trying to hide beneath a rock. It dismembers one of the crab's arms and continues attacking before the crab manages to escape. Finally, the shrimp starts feasting on the crab's arm as it sits in a corner of the tank. Despite retaliating with all its might, it's evident that this crab got overpowered by the deadly shrimp. Take a look at this mantis shrimp showing a crab who's boss. The shrimp goes all out and lands consecutive hits on the crab as it helplessly tries to defend itself and flee. What's shocking is that the crab isn't even fighting back. It's possible that it's severely injured due to the shrimp's hard blows. Regardless, the shrimp keeps attacking it ruthlessly and even tips the crab over. Finally, it looks like the crab is dead as it sits motionless in a corner. The mantis comes to claim its prey and swims away with it. Number 2. Lion versus wild dogs. Wild dogs might not look like honed predators, but that's not true at all. You see, these creatures rely on their effective teamwork to deal with threats. Even though lions are far more powerful than wild dogs, a pack of wild dogs could easily take on a lion and even give it a hard time. Let's find out what happens when lions and wild dogs go toe-to-toe in an epic showdown. Here's a pack of wild dogs that is completely unaware of a lion that's nearby. The pack seems to be minding its own business when the lion charges in. As the pack quickly scatters, the lion manages to catch one of the dogs. At first, it tries to flee, but the big cat catches up and starts ripping apart the pup. Soon, others from the pride show up and start tearing apart the dead pup's flesh. This dog didn't even stand a chance. Number 1. Lion versus hippo. Hippos are not just one of the largest land animals, but they are also one of the most territorial creatures in the world. These enormous creatures are not very fond of trespassers, and they will take on any threat, no matter how big it is. What do you think happens when a lion breaks into hippo territory? I guess the next video might have some answers for us. This lion pride is out hunting when they notice a hippo nearby. The pride decides to take it down and immediately rushes after the hippo. At first, the hippo tries to flee, but the pride quickly catches up to it and attacks. One of the lions latches on the hippo's back with its razor-sharp claws in an attempt to bring it down. Even with a lion on its back, the hippo doesn't stop running. It's trying its best to flee the scene, but that doesn't seem to be working at all. Eventually, the hippo is surrounded by the pride with no way to escape. The lions start digging into its flesh while the hippo is still alive. But in its panic-stricken state, the hippo does the unthinkable. It grabs a hold of the head of one of the big cats in its mouth and crushes its skull. In the end, the hippo escapes, but one lion lies dying and has almost no chance of survival now. Just because you are higher on the food chain doesn't guarantee success every time, as these clips show. Predators also need to stay on their feet and take precautions while pursuing another animal for food. Otherwise, things can end very badly for them and their families. Only one thing is certain in the wild: one mistake and you may never see another day again. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please drop a like and subscribe to our channel because there is a lot more of where that came from. After subscribing, make sure to click on the bell icon and choose all notifications so that you never miss another update from our channel. It also helps when you share our videos with family and friends. Till next time, take care and see you soon.